So with that, we bring in Kurt Volker, former U.S. ambassador to NATO and the former U.S. special representative for Ukraine. Ambassador, great to have you with us today. So one of the things that Vladimir Putin said about the possibility of Finland and Sweden joining NATO, which is really an earthquake change in the alliance situation in Europe, Putin said, problems created with no reason at all. We will react accordingly. I'm not sure how he thinks that this is all coming about out of thin air, given the brutal invasion of Ukraine.
Well, that's exactly right. These countries were not thinking about joining NATO at the end of last year. It was only Russia's attacks on Ukraine and the brutality of those attacks against civilians that caused Finland and Sweden to think that the only way to be safe is actually to be a member of NATO. Remember, Russia hasn't attacked any members of NATO, at least not yet, but it has attacked Georgia, it has attacked Ukraine, it occupies part of Moldova. So the lesson here is that, if you want to be safe, you should be thinking about NATO membership.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, it seems interesting to watch this largely strengthening NATO bloc, right? At the same time that it looks like Putin's military is falling apart, frankly. I mean, when you look at this Donetsk region situation, they tried to put 2 pontoons, I think we have photos of this, over a river to focus on the east because they've already lost Kyiv, and now it looks like they've also lost Kharkiv as well, or the ground that they had made up there. Blown apart tanks up and down, and they lost, according to the U.S. reports, 400 Russian soldiers. That's enormous in this one mission. So where does this leave them, Ambassador?
Well, it just shows that the Russian military is in a desperate state right now. They are being pushed by their political leadership to keep fighting, to go achieve something, show that they can accomplish something, and yet they don't have the personnel, the trained personnel, the equipment, the leadership, the command and control, and they do something like this. They try to cross this river, they make themselves an easy target, and an entire battalion gets taken out. This is a stunning loss for Russia. And even Russian military bloggers who are pro-Russian and support Russia in the war were commenting over the weekend on the absolute incompetence of the Russian military here.
Yeah, and some of those bloggers, according to these reports, have 2 million followers in Russia. So there's there's no curtain that is allowing Putin to, sort of keep a hold on this information. Where do you see all this going? Where is this in 3 months?
Well, in 3 months, I think we're going to be at a stage where Russia cannot any longer hold territory in eastern Ukraine. As you said earlier, the Ukrainians have already pushed the Russians out from around Kyiv, from around Chernihiv. They are now doing so from around Kharkiv. I think we're going to see a push against Kherson as well in the south. And the Russians don't have the ability to take ground. I think they're going to find it hard even to hold the ground they've already taken, as we've seen with some of these other pushbacks. So I think we're going to see Russia in a slow motion defeat here. At some point, the Russians are going to have to seek to settle. We're starting to get some signals of that even now as the chief of defense there, the defense minister, took the call from Secretary Austin. The Russians have communicated with Macron in France and others who are now suggesting maybe there should be a ceasefire. I'm sure that's coming from Russia, not coming from them directly. Now is the time, however, to keep supporting the Ukrainians and not accept that there be any reward for this Russian aggression against Ukraine.
It seems that the concerted effort and the accelerated effort appears to be wearing them down. And let's hope that brings them to the table, as you say. Kurt Volker, thank you very much. Former ambassador to NATO, an expert on the region.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.